Alright, hey, welcome to this quick tutorial on how to copy the grades from students who switch between your hours. So you have a student who's dropped out of your first hour, they've been assigned to your third hour, and they show up in your grade book, and of course all their grades are empty. So you want to be able to go into the first hour grades and copy all those grades forward in the third hour. So the first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to be able to see that student in first hour. So you have to show your drop students. So you go to Options, Preferences, and I want to say unclick where it says hide dropped, and then when you do that, all the drop students will show up, and you can see I've got a couple drop students in my first hour. Then you're going to go up to edit, and you're going to go to copy, gradebook to gradebook, and I'm going to copy from, let's say, my first hour to say my fourth hour. And what do I want to copy? I want to copy my student roster, and I want to copy the student info data, attendance data, seating charts, and test scores. I want to get those test scores. That's what I really want. So I say OK, and it says, are you sure? Are you sure? I'm going to say yes. Don't freak out about that. Okay, so I say yes, and the names pop up, and I kind of move my names over to the side a little bit, so I won't see their full names, whatever. And so you should see everybody, including the students who were dropped. So you're going to pick one of those kids. Let's say that's the one that dropped. And then you're going to say, okay, that's the one student. Now, which tests do you want? And let's say I want all of them. I'm going to select them all. And then you're going to say, okay. Now, I'm not going to do this because that's not a real one for student for me. But one thing to keep in mind is the tests have to match perfectly. So even the dates. So if you're set up each one of your classes by hand, and sometimes you have different dates or you have a slightly different name, then what will happen is it will copy over the other one, and it'll add a new column in your third hour grade book just for that one test for that one student, which isn't that big of a deal. I mean, you can just then go in and delete it. But that should be about it, and I think if I click OK, it's going to work. I'm going to say select none and see what happens. It doesn't happen. So if you say OK, it'll copy it right over, and then you'll have that data in there, and then you can go back to Options, Preferences, and then you can turn on the you can hide the kids again so you don't see them. And that should be about it. So if you have any questions, watch the video again, or you can ask me.